Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue, and I'm the black powder editor for Guns of the Old West magazine. And today we're going to be taking a look at a gun that's probably more popular now than it was during the 19th century. We're going to be looking at Remington's Model 1866 revolving rifle. Now, this is a replica. It's made by Uberti in Italy, and it's imported into the United States by Taylor's & Company. So let's take a look at it. Well, this is the Model 1866 Remington revolving rifle replica. You won't see them called Model 1866s anywhere in the commercial sector. They're calling these 1858 Remington revolving carbines. There was no such beast, but it's a familiar terminology for people. But they were actually made in 1866. This gun has an 18-inch barrel with normal drift adjustable semi-buckhorn type sights and a post front sight. It's in .44 caliber. The originals actually would have had 24 or 26-inch barrels that were much heavier, and they were available in both 36 and 44. And 36 was actually the more popular caliber for this rifle. Now, the lock work is exactly the same as a Remington New Model Army. So, to swap cylinders, you just put it on half cock, pull the base pin, and the cylinder pops right out. So you can have a host of loaded cylinders and just pop them in to stay in the fight. Now, the problem with this gun is Remington knew it needed a repeating rifle after the Civil War, and its main competition in that regard was Winchester. But they really suffered from a lack of vision. So what they came up with was essentially obsolete technology. Now, a lot of these were done as cartridge conversions, but compared to, say, an 1866 Winchester Yellow Boy, these guns just couldn't stay in the fight as long. They weren't as versatile, and they were not popular. They did not sell well at all. But they're a lot more popular today, and they're quite a bit of fun to shoot. So let's load one up and see what it can do. Well, loading the Remington revolving carbine is essentially the same procedure as loading the comparable Remington revolving handguns. The only difference is I'm going to put more powder in. Typically I'd use a 30 grain charge for the handgun. I'm going to use a 40 grain charge here in the rifle. Give it a little more oomph. But, you know, we pour out a measured charge, drop it in, take one of our pre-lubed wads, and cover up the powder with wad, and then get a 4x4 inch round ball to top it off, and now we'll just send it all home. And you can see 40 grains is really a max charge for this, but it'll give it a little more rifle-like oomph. So I'm going to load 5 chambers and then cap it, and then we can go shoot it. Well, Evil Roy will just never learn. He's downrange again, lurking around. And we've got the Remington revolving rifle, and let's see if we can ring him up. That is sweet. All right, one thing about these revolving rifles, it's not safe to hold them the way you would hold a normal rifle with your hand up here, because hot gases coming out of the barrel cylinder gap will burn you up, slice your wrist open. It's a mess. The only way to safely do it would be with a heavy pair of gauntlets, and even that would be a problem, because in the unlikely event that you had a chain fire, you'd have those balls coming out of the spare chambers going right into your fingers. So the proper way to hold these revolving carbines, and you can see there's a spur right here, is basically with a handgun style grip. So I always put my off finger around that spur, and then it's quite safe to shoot. So let's show you how it's done. So there you have it. Well, shooting Roy is fun, but it's more fun to shoot something that moves. So let's see how the revolving carbine does against some water bottles. Good time. Lost a cap. Let's get her now. Let's put the revolving carbine on some clay birds, see how we do. Okay, that's better than I expected to do. I'll be honest with you, I loaded all 6 in this for 5 clay birds because I kind of expected to miss one. So it worked out good. I got to shoot one of the birds twice. And we'll finish off with the bad guys.